So I'm like an emotional wreck right now. Like I'm supposed to be at Disneyland with my friends and I can't even get dressed. Like I've literally been crying on and off all night and like all day. So, well, good news. Brooke reached out to me. Well, I think it was Brooke that reached out to me. I'm not 1,000% sure that it was Brooke. And I only say that because it was via social media and I know she's a private person, so I was confused how she was on social media. And it was under a different name, so it kind of was confusing me. So at the same time, I don't honestly know if I spoke to the actual Brooke. That being said, I'm not going to put up her social media or the name that she's going under, because if this truly is her and she truly does not want to be found, then I'm not going to be the one to expose that information. So that's just what it is. In that, gosh, this is like so freaking hard. I feel like I've just been going through an emotional roller coaster with this whole thing, because like I was so like, for years I've been trying to find these people in the picture, so then I finally find them and then I put it out there and it's like positive response and I'm just so excited, like, oh my gosh, we're gonna find Brooke. And then we possibly find Brooke. Again, because I'm not 1,000% sure if it's her or not, but she reaches out to me and I'm just so excited. And then she tells me that that's not her in the picture. And so I'm just really confused, because I'm just like, how's this not you in the picture? Like, it's Carmen and Brooke, and like you're saying you're Brooke. And so she said that's absolutely not her. She said that is Carmen in the picture. She said the picture that the internet pulled up of her and Carmen on the beach is her, but the other pictures are not. And I'm just so confused, and like, who am I to say no, this is you? Like, obviously she knows who she is or who she was, or if that was her. I'm just having a hard time wrapping my head around the fact that I wound it up. So there's apps that you can use for old photos, because clearly that's an old photo, and you can restore them or enhance them. And so I did that to the photos. And I just don't understand how that's not Brooke. But if it's not her, then I'm hoping that the extravaganzas that have been following along on this journey can tell me who it is, or if they can, share it to the older extravaganzas. Maybe they know, like, I don't know, but it's just really frustrating, because I understand if it really is Brooke and she's saying it's not her and doesn't want to be contacted or doesn't want any parts of, her past. I totally understand that and I respect that and I get it, but then just tell me that and then I'll just leave it alone. The only reason I wanted to find Brooke was because I wanted to know if she remembered my mother or myself, and if she had any like memories of my mom or any like pictures, or like, I don't freaking know, but it's just really hard as an adoptee to try to find information about your family, and then you finally like find people that can possibly help you or have like met your family, and then it's like you're back to square one. It's like it was just like a pointless thing to find them. And it's like, I know some people are gonna be like, oh, you're being dramatic, but it's like, I'm not being dramatic. Like, I don't think y'all understand what it's like to be an adoptee and not know your family, and then in your adult life to find your family, but both of your parents are gone, so you've never had a conversation with them, you never had anything. Like, I'm grateful that I have pictures of myself as a baby, and I finally got those, and I have some, a handful with my mom and my dad, but that's all that I have. And then even finding my birth family, even though my parents aren't around, and then just not having those relationships that you were hoping to have. Like, on my mom's side, I do have relationships with some of my birth family, like more distant, but it's still hard, because like I found so many people and I was so excited, and then they were excited to meet me, and then it was like crickets. Like, they just disappeared again. And so again, there are a handful of people on my mom and my dad's side that I do talk to. I'm not saying I don't talk to anybody, and I'm so grateful for them, but it's just really, really freaking hard. And it's just even harder because like 2 years ago, so I'm sorry, backtrack. So like, I have a really long story, and I should probably do a series, because clearly like there's a lot in my story. But before I was adopted into a very abusive home, by the way, like that's a whole other topic. I was in 3 different foster homes. And so the last foster home I was in before I got adopted, I remember very clearly. And so that home for me wasn't the best home either. And I did suffer a lot of negative things in there, but in that I had a foster sister, and she was their biological child, and I absolutely loved her to death. We were around the same age, we were like a year apart, and I always wondered what happened to her. And I just remember she just made my stay there like so much better because of what I was enduring and going through at the time. And so for years, I've always wondered, like, where is she? Like, I wonder what she's doing. Like, I've always just thought about her. So again, I've never found her. I've never spoken to her after I left when I was 4 years old. Fast forward 2 years ago, I'm 40, 45, but 2 years ago I was 43. Yeah, I was 43. And I randomly get a message, and it's from my foster sister. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, how did she find me? And so we're talking and exchanging information, photos, all of that. And then like, we made plans to meet up to go to Disneyland. We made plans when I fly back home to New Jersey to visit her in New York. Like, it was a whole thing. And then it was crickets, and then she ghosted me, and then she didn't respond to any of my text messages, my DMs, my like nothing. And she has like all these photos of me, and we were gonna just like exchange information, just like become friends again. And also she was gonna send me my things basically. And so I'm just like, why do I keep finding these people? Why are they so excited to meet me, and then they just don't want to help anymore? And it's really frustrating because it's like a tug of war, and this is really hard for me emotionally, and just like, I don't know, I'm not getting any younger, and there's not gonna be many more people left in the world to help me or to be able to tell me things about my parents or my family, and it's just really hard. So this whole Brooke thing did not go the way I expected. I'm very thankful for the extravaganza people that have reached out to try to help me to find what I'm looking for, to invite me to their events, and to like just be part of their family and like consider me their family, because again, I was a child and Carmen was helping to take care of me, and my mom was living with her. And again, I don't know who the other person is. I thought it was Brooke, but apparently it's not. It's just really hard. It's just really, really hard, and I did not want to be on the internet crying, but here I am. So I don't know. I need to get my stuff together, and that's pretty much my update right now. I'll update you guys again, you know, I don't know, whenever I get an update, but I'm just like really sad. I'm really sad. But I'm also happy that I was able to figure out, you know, that was Carmen, and like found that information out, which is really cool. And so I am still watching Pose, which is an amazing series. I finished the first season last night, but thank you guys for suggesting for me to watch that too, because that's a real good series. Yeah, I'm just babbling, so I'm gonna go. So hope you guys have a good day.